After several years growing a successful print-on-demand business, there are so many things in the method of how I do stuff that just really hasn't changed, has been tried and true over the years. But every single year, I really like to do an inventory of the different strategies I'm using and new things that I want to implement in the coming year. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the things that I am going to be doing differently in 2025 or putting a more unique emphasis on. And all of these things are going to be things that I would encourage you to implement in your own print-on-demand business if you've been doing this for a long time or you're just getting started this year. There are so many things that can trip you up along the way or really just prevent you from growing this to a full business. So utilizing many of these tips is going to just help you start off on the right foot and help you to really scale and grow this business to make true income. So let's not waste any more time and just jump right into the list of things that I am going to be doing differently in 2025. Now, the very first thing that I am putting a unique emphasis on in 2025 is focusing on selling higher ticket items in my print-on-demand shops. Now, for the last several years, the bread and butter of my business has been t-shirts. And if you've been anywhere online that talks about print-on-demand, t-shirts is probably the number one item that you see people selling. Now, along with that, you have other things like tumblers and mugs, tote bags, throw pillows. The sky is really the limit with what print-on-demand items you can sell. But this year in particular, I really want to focus on those items that I am going to be making a really good chunk of profit every single time I make a sale. Now, typically when I sell a t-shirt, I am hoping to walk away with making at least $5 profit when everything is said and done, which is still pretty good. And I think that is what you should be aiming for to be kind of the minimum amount of profit you would take when you make a print-on-demand sale. However, by switching my focus to primarily this year uploading items that have a little bit of a higher price, I am hoping to double, if not triple, the profit that I make on every single sale. Now, two products that are really, really good in this category are going to be throw blankets and hoodies and sweatshirts. Now, on Printify, which is who I use to fulfill all of my print-on-demand orders, and you guys have probably heard me talk about them a lot, they have a lot of different options when it comes to both hoodies and sweatshirts, as well as throw blankets. But what I really like about these types of products is they are generally not that much more expensive than something like a t-shirt. But while someone might be hoping to get a t-shirt more around that $20 price point when they purchase an item, for blankets, hoodies, and sweatshirts, people are really willing to spend upwards of $50 on a single purchase. So that means if you get your item for a price between $15 or $20 and you are pricing it at $40 or $50, there is a lot of room to make $10 to $15 to even $20 of profit on every single sale. Now, the two sweatshirts that I really, really like on Printify, and I definitely recommend if you're looking for a good option that's both affordable and really nice quality, is going to be the Gildan 18,000 crew neck and then the 18,500 hoodie. Both of those are really good quality and they are kind of the standard of what people expect when they order a print-on-demand hoodie or sweatshirt. And then as far as the blankets go, there are a bunch of different options. I really like their Minky plush blankets, but they have all sorts of variations and price points on there as well. So you can really find something that's going to fit with what you are going to design and sell. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm completely abandoning uploading t-shirts or mugs this year. Just I want to make sure that I am maximizing those high ticket items as well. So I'm going to be putting a lot more of my designs on hoodies and t-shirts, and a bunch of my t-shirt catalog that I already have that I haven't really ventured to putting on other items. I'm probably going to be putting those on things like sweatshirts this year too. So definitely something to think about if you really want to find ways to kind of increase your profit and sometimes break into more saturated marketplaces. Now, one of the next things that I am going to be focusing on in 2025 and putting a way bigger emphasis on is using AI to help in my design process. Now, when I first got started in print-on-demand, AI was not even close to as advanced or helpful as it is now. There really weren't a ton of tools to be able to utilize to help make the design process faster. So I really started this business kind of doing every single thing from scratch. Now, that still can be a really good way to go about it, but there are so many more AI-centered tools that can really, really help you speed up, especially the design process for print on demand. So I'm going to be taking advantage of especially the tools on Kittl, which is the design platform that I already use for print on demand. So the aspect of AI designs that I typically use the most is for helping me come up with graphics for more unique niches. So a lot of times it's really easy to find graphics that go with really broad print on demand niches like nurses or teachers or like animal lovers. So you can easily find things on Creative Fabrica or Canva that are really tailored to those niches. But anytime you start getting like way more specific, it's a lot harder to find corresponding graphics that are going to go with the design you're making. So say you wanted to make a design for someone who owns parrots and they also were like a chess player. So with AI, you could make a graphic of a parrot playing chess and you could design a whole t-shirt around something like that, but that's going to be almost impossible to just find out there on the wild. I have quite a few different videos on my channel about how to actually create some images using AI and put them on t-shirts or mugs or tumblers. Really, the sky is the limit, but if you've been kind of scared to dip your toes into this, I really encourage you this year to just start experimenting with some AI design features and see how that can really shave off a lot of time in your creation process. Now, one of the next things that I am going to be doing differently in 2025 is really taking inventory of all of my winning designs over the past few years and scaling all of those items. Now, one of the best ways to grow in a print-on-demand business is to take notes from what has already done well and do more of what is working. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time you come back to the drawing board. So what I am going to do is I am just going to take inventory of all the items that have sold or sold well over the past few years, and I'm going to see how I can use that information to add even more similar items to my shop. So for example, if I have certain niches that have been selling consistently over the past few years, I am going to take that as a cue to make a lot of more designs in that particular niche, or to start adding those kind of designs to other product types. So for example, like I said, I wanted to expand to a lot more hoodies and sweatshirts. So I am going to take note of all of the designs that have sold well over the past few years on t-shirts, and I'm going to start putting those same designs maybe on hoodies, on mugs, tumblers, tote bags, and just taking a lot of notes from what has already done well. Now, I'm definitely still going to be doing research every single week to find new trends, new niches, new areas that I want to expand my print-on-demand business in, but I'm also going to be putting a lot of effort into doing more of what's already working well. Now, this might not be something that you can really think about as much right now if you are just getting started and really don't have a ton of sales to kind of collect data from, but you can start implementing this strategy as soon as you start getting views or sales on any items. If you have a certain item that you've uploaded to Etsy or Amazon that gets way more views than anything else, take that information and start making more and more items in that niche, more things in similar designs and styles, and every single time you make a sale, try to make more and more similar products in that particular niche, and that's what's going to really help you grow and scale this business extremely fast. Now, the next thing I'm going to be doing even more of in 2025 is utilizing my cross-niching research method. Now, many of you have probably heard me talk about the cross-niching method that I've been using for a while, but I am just going to double down more on using this type of strategy in 2025. Now, if you don't know what cross-niching is, it basically involves taking two really popular print-on-demand niches and merging them together to make something that still has a lot of demand, but probably has quite a bit less competition than either of those niches on their own. So for example, if you try to sell in the cat niche, that is just going to be really, really hard to compete in. And same thing goes with being something like a nurse or a teacher. Those are just really saturated niches. So if we combine those two things and make like cat owner teacher designs or cat owner nursing designs, those are going to have way less competition and help us really be able to break into very competitive and profitable niches. Now, this strategy has been working super well for me for the past few years, so I am just going to continue using it and thinking of new categories that I can be crossing niches with. And if this is something that you'd like to learn a little bit more about, I actually have a full free hour-long workshop for you guys that kind of takes you through this whole research method, shows you how to to do it and gives you even a free cross-niching guidebook with over 40,000 different niche ideas. So if you sign up down below, I'll send all the information to your inbox and you can take that hour-long class totally for free. Now, one of the next things that I am doing a lot differently in 2025, and I think is going to be huge towards the end of my business, is I am going to be focusing on holiday designs way earlier in the year. Now, already if you're a print-on-demand seller, it's typically good to be working 2 or 3 months in advance of upcoming holidays and events when you're thinking about getting new designs out there. Typically, things that we're selling on Amazon or Etsy are going to need kind of enough time to rank in the algorithm, and before holidays, people are going to need enough time to purchase their items before the holiday arrives. So especially for Christmas, if you are starting working on things in September, October, that is already a really great strategy. But this year, I'm going to take it even a step further and start working on Christmas and holiday type designs way earlier in the year, maybe even in the spring and summer. Now, for most print-on-demand sellers, Q4, the end of the year, is going to be the most profitable time. A lot of that has to do with the holidays being such a big time for people to make a lot of purchases. So I'm going to be taking advantage of that, and I am going to be really prepping all of my stores with a lot of items that I think are going to do well at the end of the year. Now, some people don't love this strategy as much because you are putting in a lot of effort that you're not always going to see a huge return until the end of the year. But I think that if I can get more of these types of designs out early, that's going to have huge implications for myself down the road. So I really want to set myself up for success and take advantage of the time that I know is always most profitable in my business. So if you've been unsure of what to work on kind of towards the middle of the year, I definitely suggest just thinking about the holidays like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas way earlier than you might have otherwise. Now, the next thing that I am going to be doing in 2025, and I really encourage you guys to think about doing this in your own business, is investing in better tools that are going to help you scale this print-on-demand business. Now, I remember when I was getting started, there were a few key tools that I got right away that really helped me get things going in my print-on-demand business. But while I was still growing, there are a few tools that would have been really, really helpful to have, but I kind of held back on getting because I didn't want to spend the extra money on my business. But what I've really found out in the last few years is that having a tool that's going to help you make even just a few more sales a month is going to pay for itself and be totally worth it. So if there is a tool that can help me design faster, help me make mockups faster, help me with niche research and SEO, I am going to really invest in that. Now, I have tons of videos on my YouTube channel here about some of the best tools that I think new sellers should invest in, but the ones I think you should start with if you've been hesitant to even make the plunge to get anything yet is some kind of design suite. Now, most design suites have a free option that you can use and can be serviceable for getting some designs out, but I really think it's worth it to get the extra features by paying for kind of the paid monthly subscription on one of those. Now, my favorite and the one that I consistently use is Kittl. It's a design platform specifically tailored to print-on-demand sellers, and they have all sorts of templates. They have AI features. They have tons of design features for print-on-demand sellers. That is a great one to invest in. And another huge area that I really feel great about spending money every single month in is some kind of service that gets me really good mockups. Now, the one that I have used for a long time is called Placeit. Now, they are kind of a multi-use print-on-demand tool, but I primarily use them for my mockups. I think that it is a great subscription to have that really just helps take your mockups to the next level, makes them way easier to actually make. So those are a couple tools that I definitely would consider investing in. I'll have them linked down below, but I also have a full list of all of the tools that I think are really, really great to invest in for new print-on-demand sellers that are around that $5 to $10 a month range. So I'm going to link this video here. I highly suggest checking out that full list. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.